race equality hasn't always been seen as an ally of the Welsh language, and I think if you think back 20 years or so ago, you'll remember that there was a time when the CRE was supporting cases against public bodies in North Wales brought by incoming English people who couldn't see why they should be required to know or learn how to speak Welsh in order to provide services to members of the public here. And we, I think, as a Commission, have to think very carefully in the final months of our existence, because we will be merged into a single equality body in October of this year, bringing together gender, sexuality, faith, age, disability, and ourselves. And we're going to have to think very carefully about the kind of legacy that we want to leave behind. And one of the points that we want to establish is that some things in our history as a champion of race equality have not been done right, and we hope we'll be able to engage in debate with people across Wales about precisely this point, the degree to which we were right or wrong in ways in which we behaved in the past. So things we did meant that people didn't always see us as an ally of the Welsh language. And there's still a view that race equality legislation frustrates the delivery of practice by public bodies in support of the language. There's an extract from our Code of Practice on Housing, which we published in October of last year with the support of Parliament, so it doesn't have the full force of law, but it can be taken into account when courts are considering issues of discrimination. An extract from this code, which I can provide you with, which we've written specifically to address the issues of delivering housing for local people in areas that are strongly Welsh-speaking in ways that will enable the community to support that language presence. And I'll come back to that. I'm of the view very strongly that there is no contradiction between the language and race equality, but that isn't actually always a view shared by language protagonists. So, for instance, I find among some in the Assembly or some in the Welsh Language Board still a feeling that they dare not push the demands of the Welsh language because they may run into difficulties with the Race Relations Act. And so a key priority for us for the CRE in Wales is to change that perception. Now, that should be a new slide. Yeah. There's no contradiction, in our view, between a strong commitment to race equality and a passionate commitment to the language. Indeed, the two should be allies. And this is something that I found a personal puzzle to me when working in the field of equality over the last 20 years. How is it that a key aspect, a key inheritance of diversity in Britain, that is a strong other language than English, has somehow been boxed into a corner and seen as an enemy of equality, when diversity is what equality is all about? The real issue